Hello, hello, greetings, beautiful people, and thank you for joining in with today's Movement Medicine Morsel. I really appreciate you being here. We're continuing our theme of Yoga Month, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about the niyama or personal observance that is called tapas. No, it's not a Spanish snack food. Tapas actually, I've translated as motivation in action. And I want to tell you a little bit about the root of the word. It is related to the verb to cook. So there's a sense of fire, there's a sense of cooking, there's a sense of transformation. It's action. And it can also, it's practice. It's practice done with motivation. So, for example, taking further the cooking metaphor, if you want to make a dish for a meal, and all you do is you read the recipe, or maybe you read the recipe, compare a lot of different recipes online, and then talk about the recipe to other people. That's not activated fully yet. But if you take that recipe and you buy the ingredients and you prepare them, and you can choose to prepare them lovingly and thoughtfully and mindfully, and then you cook them and you create the meal. So you've taken the concept and you've put it into action and you have manifested it. So tapas is important in yoga because we need to practice. We need to repeat positive um, physical, mental, and breath patterns in order to interrupt any unhealthy patterns that we have. And essentially, why are we doing this? We're doing it to remember our true selves. If you remember, the true self is what we're after in yoga, and that is the place that is in communion and union with the divine, with our highest potential. And yes, there is an aspect where we are cultivating our own ego, but there's a subtle difference. We're cultivating a healthy ego so that we're not wimpy or anybody can walk all over us. That can sometimes be mistaken for selflessness, but that's not what we're after. We are here to develop a healthy ego, but not to go into that direction where our ego thinks that it is the only game in town. So we develop a healthy ego so that we can manifest our gifts, we can be active and loving members of our immediate communities and also of the global community, so that we remember that we are in union with all other human beings of all kinds, and not only other humans, but also the earth, the water, fire, air, space, plants. We are one with everything. So that gives us a different orientation than looking out for number one. It gives us the sense that we are making the best of our lives, our karma, our ancestry, our abilities, our gifts, our skills. We're cultivating them from the inside out rather than defining ourselves from the outside in. And we are in union and in collaboration and absolutely interdependent with all other beings. So in the news, we see that these themes are coming to the forefront, and we can take solace in the fact that yoga has always offered technology and tips to help us remember who we truly are. So, for today, I'm going to tell you a tiny story about a monkey deity named Hanuman, because we're going to use Hanuman in our movement flow, because Hanuman is part of an ancient race of monkey human hybrids in India. And he is Hanuman, a beloved monkey deity in India. He is a valiant warrior, has absolute love and compassion. He's very wise, he's very brave, he's a healer, and he doesn't hesitate for even a nano fraction of a second when something needs to get done, when something really, really important needs to get done. And in fact, some of the things that he's called upon to do fall under the heading of miracles because they are quite exceptional. So, the one little story that we're going to play with a little bit is when Hanuman is called to take a leap over a very large ocean in order to reunite Rama and Sita, or two very, very important beloveds, Rama being the divine king, Sita the divine queen, and they've been separated for a complexity of reasons, mostly that have to do with someone else's ego and greed, and what happens with gossip and how that can become quite tainted. So the two are separated. And essentially, this is also a metaphor for our own selves. We're looking for something. We're looking for something in this incarnation. We're often looking in the wrong places, but the answer is within. And so this great feat of Hanuman brings together again these two wonderful halves of one whole. So it's like ourselves looking for our deeper self. It's like looking for truth. It's like looking for harmony and balance. And you can think of Rama as the sun and Sita as the moon, and the active heat of the sun and the cool reflectiveness of the moon. We want them together within ourselves. So Hanuman, the servant of love, strength, and devotion, is the one who brings those back together. Now, the gods and deities being sneaky as they are, Hanuman doesn't remember his own strength, his own power. So he needs to be reminded, just like we need to be reminded of our true nature inside. So today we're going to begin standing up because that's been enough talking, but maybe you've got some sparks of inspiration or something's resonating inside you. So yoga is essentially a journey of coming home to one's true self. And we use the mind, the emotions, the breath, our visualizations, our bodies, and our positions, physical positions and flows to create a lovely holistic package of getting there. So let's bring ourselves to a beautiful stance. We may be feeling a little bit like Hanuman when he forgets his true nature. We forget our true nature. So take a moment, feel your feet, feel those feet connecting to the ground, and grow through the crown of the head. So we have a foundation. We're building our confidence through our posture, and we are becoming our best version of ourselves. We have the energy of the sky above us, the energy of the earth below us, and we're also going to add in our breath, and we're going to start moving a little bit with the breath. So as we exhale, soften the knees, and you can round the body and round the arms. And as you inhale, strengthen the legs, sweep the arms up, and embrace the sky. You can touch your hands or you don't have to, but really reach. Exhale, we're letting the breath out and we're softening without collapsing. Inhale, we feel the strength through our legs, through our torso, and we reach to stretch even further. And exhale, if you like, you can curve over a little further, even crossing the hands. But make sure you get all the way up into your big, tall self by the end of the exhalation. Exhale, sigh it out to deepen the breath. Inhale through the nose. And one more time, exhale, small. You're condensing yourself without shrinking, and you're also expanding yourself. Hanuman has also the power to make himself tiny. So we'll do another two. Make yourself tiny without being a shrinking violet. You're becoming very small. And then as you inhale, you're filling up into a gigantic version of yourself. On no apologies for your own self. Exhale, you're creating smallness, invisibility, not shrinking, not negating. Inhale, getting big, 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 big. We're going to interlace the fingers and press the palms up and really stretch to the sky. Open the feet up, a stronger base, and exhale, a side bend. Inhale, up tall. Exhale, another lengthening side bend. We want to open up the possibilities in our body so that we can fill our physical bodies with more breath and fill our essential essence bodies with more life force. And some circles, 3 circles, drawing halos. We want to open up our shoulders and our armpits and our chest. Think of yourself as taking up space. Breathe smoothly, gently, deeply. And then one more big stretch, your big self, without straining, but really taking up space. Push the feet into the floor for strong legs. Reach through the spine, through the neck. And then exhale, burst the fingers and paint a giant field of energy around yourself. Now, just in case we have any little clinging cobwebs of self-doubt or sleepiness or fatigue from the day, let's just shake it out. We're shaking things out to release any stuck thoughts or places in the body. You can even leap around a little bit. You can remember Hanuman is a Vanara. He's part of an ancient race of monkey and man. So you can be a little bit monkey, a little bit jiggly, playful, that beautiful flexibility of monkeys. And let this gently come down to its natural ending. Feel a little bit looser or maybe a lot looser. And we're going to swing. Swing and take a look around so that you have a fuller perspective. Sometimes we become unconscious of our surroundings, but here we get a chance to reconnect with awareness. All right. So we're going to do a full movement flow. And I think you've probably done it before with me. It can sometimes be called the phoenix rises gathering movement. The phoenix is a bird that rises out of his or her own ashes to become a more fiery, burnished, and forged version of herself or himself. So here we're playing with that element of fire. There has to be a certain spark of motivation, of desire, in order to repeat one's practice, because we get better at doing something by repeating it over and over and over again. And if we have that spark of excitement about it, that bit of fire, then that really helps us. So here's tapas. So we're going to use a sound. It's the bija mantra, a seed mantra for Hanuman, which means that all of his power, energy, his essence is contained in this one sound. And the sound is hung. So it's got a nasal at the end. If you spelt it in English, you would spell it probably Hung. Hung. Get a nice vibration. And we're going to use that sound to give ourselves our big version of ourselves. There are some sculptures, murti, of Hanuman that are huge. So when you look at them, you see that he's magnificently huge. So why is he huge? He is given a task. He's going to jump over a huge ocean to figure out where Sita is, to bring her back to her beloved Ram. It's a huge ocean, and the monkeys, the Vanaras, are sitting there, the whole army. They've all gone to look for Sita, and they have no idea how they're going to get across. They don't have a boat. So they're trying to drum up their courage. One says, I can jump this far. Another says, I can jump this far, but none of them can jump far enough to go over the ocean. Hanuman is sitting a little bit forlorn away from the others, and he's despondent because he doesn't think they're going to be able to fulfill their mission. And then the monkeys start coming up to him and say, Hanuman, Hanuman, you are the bravest and strongest of us all. You're the one who can do it. And he goes, no, no, that's really kind of you, but I really can't. I can't do this. I don't have the power. And they keep talking to him. They keep saying, Hanuman, Hanuman, remember who you are. You can do this. You have that energy. You have that power. Remember who you are. And suddenly, make yourself a little small. Suddenly, be Hanuman. Suddenly, something in him awakens and he starts to come into his big fullness, his big fullness. So take an inhalation, pull your wrists in. You're not shrinking, but you are remembering who you are. And now make the sound. Hum, and feel your biggest, most extraordinary version of yourself. Ethical, kind, generous, loving. Inhale. You're drawing in your resources. You're remembering who you are. Legs are strong, spine is strong. You take up space. You remember your majestic true self. And one more time. And now, as we inhale, we bow, we fly down to the earth, we gather all the strength from the earth. We're powerful now, we can fly, and we bring all of that love and that support into our own heart and lungs, and we give ourselves a hug, and we remember our true nature. We remember our kindness, our strength, our gifts. We see ourselves radiant with our unique gifts and path in life. And the palms become magnets, and they draw into them any impurities that have been loosened up by our practices. And as we exhale, these palms pull all of that out. We take a look and we drop it down to the earth. It just lets go. Then we inhale and we breathe in the sky and the stars. And as we exhale, we paint all of that beautiful power and wisdom around ourselves. And now we fly like a great eagle. Inhale. And of course, Hanuman and the Vanara monkeys had beautiful experiences with powerful, brave eagles that assisted them. So now we're the wonderful eagles, or maybe you're Hanuman flying, because he did make that leap. He made that leap in the blink of an eye, effortlessly. And yes, he went on to save the beautiful Sita. He is the agent of removing evil in the world. And here we've got an overview. We're flying high above the pushes and pulls of the world. No more fear. Inhale one more time. We pull all of our energy in. We become small so we can fit into little places. And here it comes. Hum. Own your power with kindness. And on the inhalation, we gather the earth. We bring the backs of the hands together. As we exhale, we start coming up to the belly and the heart. As we inhale, we embrace the sky. And as we exhale, we bring the palms together, step the feet together, and we bring the hands down to rest in prayer in front of our beautiful, big Hanuman hearts full of love. And we help each other remember our true nature so that we can shine and we can be strong for ourselves, our families, our communities, and for the entire planet. And we fold our hands and slide the energy down to bring us into a calm, grounded place, feeling the earth supporting us, the sky suspending us, and our breath flowing through our whole being. Thank you, dear friends, for tuning in, and I hope that you have had a lovely taste of tapas and also of the wonderful deity, monkey god, Hanuman. May you be radiant all day and evening, and breathe and smile. Blessings.